Most challenging aspect about my job is probably making decisions that don't always have the best outcome. And sometimes it's hard because you want everything to be perfect, but sometimes you have to make a decision such as, let's say, someone ordered a steak medium rare and it's way too busy to refire one, and the cook gave it to you medium. Sometimes you just have to take one on the chin and send that out. You can go from pretty calm to angry in a moment's notice when something like that happens, but you want to treat everyone with respect, but you also want them to do a good job, so finding that balance is definitely tough. People say dishes to me all the time that I should know, and I'm like, I've never heard of that, and I'll pull my phone out slyly and look it up, and then I'm like, oh, that sounds really good. So I think that would be like where I'm drawn to. Also, poaching eggs can be difficult too. Sometimes I get really frustrated when it doesn't work out.
And young and lovely, the girl from Ipanema goes walking.
I'm Aiden Simpson. I'm the sous chef at Morels restaurant, and I've been so for a year and a half. The way that I got into cooking, it wasn't through culinary school. There's not anything that really compares to just real life experience, I guess. When I was in high school, I needed a job, and my friends, they worked at this bakery. So I decided to become a baker for a little bit, but I didn't really find a passion for it until I got a job at a pizza restaurant. That was when I saw that I was like, okay, I'm actually pretty good at this. And then from there on, it was just working at better and better places until I got to a place like this where, it's not quite fine dining, but not pizza either. My favorite part about the job is the seasonal aspect of getting like farm to table type ingredients. So like the menu changes based on what we have, and it's just fun, like as the seasons change, getting new and exciting produce in. Like today is actually the day that we're getting Morels for the first time, which is our namesake, obviously, which we're all super excited about because, no joke, those are like the best mushrooms, and there's a reason why we're named after them. And then also just the people that I work with are really great. I really enjoy all the staff that we have. Everyone from the servers to the dishwashers, all the other line cooks, my CDC, love all of them. My favorite memory from working here is when we had to work on a Sunday, which sounds bad because that's normally our day off, but we did a outdoor event at Ray's Liquor in Wauwatosa, and we served sandwiches, pre-made pastas, and sausages on buns. But that was like just firing on all cylinders. We just had one grill, and we were using real charcoal, which was kind of a mistake on our part because it had to be refilled so many times, but it was just a really fun mix of, not as serious as normal service at work, but still wanted to make sure everything was perfect. And by the end of the day, we could see visibly that our line was 4 times as long as all the other carts, so it was like a very satisfying day. It's definitely the best kitchen I've ever worked in. It's also the best staff that I've ever worked with, and I've learned a lot since I've started here, like way more than I ever had at any other restaurant. A skill that I've learned here that you definitely don't learn at a lot of other places is butchering, cutting up animals all day, I guess, but it's a skill that like not a lot of people know, and people find it very valuable. And I mean, I can do pretty much like any type of animal now at this point. My favorite thing to cook is just probably grilling a lamb chop or a pork chop or a steak, because I find that really satisfying. Something that's stuck with me, there's a lot of things, but I think like the one that held true so many times, especially like with what I was saying earlier about butchering, is that you want to make sure your knife is always sharp. Because if you cut yourself with a dull knife, it hurts a lot more. It heals, it takes longer to heal. If you cut yourself with a sharp knife, you might not even feel it, and you'll be like, oh, I'm bleeding. In 5 years from now, there's 2 options. If I do stay here, I'd probably be in the same position. But I'd like something more manageable that I can do on my own, like a food truck or a food cart. I would say if I do move to a different restaurant, it would be a lateral move. I would probably just do sous chef somewhere else. Only just to learn other cuisine. My advice would be if you go the culinary school route, definitely also have a job on the side where you're getting experience. And the most important thing, though, would just be willing to learn and don't act like you know anything. When you go into a new place, don't assume you know anything. because it's going to be really annoying for the person teaching you, and it's just a better way to learn. Open ears, open eyes, open mind, open mouth, obviously, because you want to taste everything. And then practice at home as well. Make sure you're always cooking at least once a week for yourself, because that's where you can fail and nobody will be mad at you. And you keep doing that and you'll just eventually have a recipe book in your mind of things that you like to cook. And if you keep practicing, other people will probably like them too.
How can he tell her he loves her? Yes, he would give his heart gladly. But each day when she walks to the sea, she looks straight ahead, not at him. The girl from Ipanema goes walking, and when she passes his mind